Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy BetweenTheGameSports back again, giving you another great video and topic. But y'all know the drill, man. Please hit that thumbs up button for me, subscribe, and then hit that bell button for those notifications. Man, I just wanted to do a quick recap over Jackson State, and I know this is a couple of days later. Had to get my thoughts together, but just going over the game from this past Saturday and their win over ALCORN State. It was a great game, and they ended up winning the game 24-10. Shadur Sanders shine. He had 3 touchdown passes. Keith Corbin played well. But, man, shout out to Alcorn State, man. They battled to the very end. And they just didn't have enough, man. And I called the final score being 30-17, and ended up being 24-10. And so I was pretty close on my prediction, but man, let's just shout out to these seniors that Jackson State has, and Keith Corbin and James Houston and Aubrey Miller, and the list goes on and on. And these guys have been through it, man. They've been through it. Keith Corbin is a transfer. James Houston is a transfer. So, these guys will definitely be missed. Uh, their last game will be in the SWAC championship game against Prairie View, but that's another topic. But this is just more of about, Jackson State's season, and just thinking about what they did in a short amount of time. And I said this in a video probably about a month ago. It was the anniversary date of Coach Sanders becoming the head coach of Jackson State. And so look what has happened in that short amount of time. They didn't play last fall. They played in the spring, came out with a lot of high hopes, and, things fell short. But then they get a summer to work with their guys, and then they come into this season target on their back. They're being hunted. Everybody's going to give them their best shot, starting with the first game of the season with FAMU, and they end up winning that game. Very hard fought game, 7-6. And these guys were able to run the table in the regular season of the SWAC. So this must be commended. This must be recognized. They must receive their flowers. This is a hell of an accomplishment for those who follow SWAC football. Jackson State is once again back on top. And I believe I read an article that said that, last time that they won, the SWAC East was 2007. Now they have a chance to, finish the job on December 4th against Prairie View A&M, hosting Prairie View A&M. So they have a chance to finish the job. So the job is not done yet, but we must recognize and commend these young men. We must commend the coaching staff for doing a great job. And this season has not been smooth all the way. Jackson State has not played well in many games in the first half, and then somehow, some way, they come out in the second half and they get the job done. And then you have your head coach, Coach Sanders, going out, missing games because he had surgery, and his doctors advising him not to be on the sidelines. And then something else happened where he couldn't attend games. So it was looking like, Coach Sanders wasn't going to finish the season with his guys, and he was able to recover and get back out on the field. And shout out to Coach Gary Harrell, the assistant coach who became the interim head coach while Coach Sanders was out. And he was able to steady the ship, hold the ship afloat. And these guys were able to get it done, to go 10-0 in the SWAC, win the SWAC East outright, and then to finish it off beating Alcorn, Alcorn has been on top for so long recently. And these guys were able to turn this thing around with just over a year. And it's just great game, man. The defense played well. Again, they had a bunch of moments where they had that bend but don't break mentality. And if Jackson State could just clear up their penalties, so many times I've seen these games, watched these games, The defense always is playing well, and then all of a sudden they have a 15-yard penalty here, a hold, or a pass interference. And don't get me on, don't get me started on the offensive side where they had uh, dead ball penalties, false starts. I think one drive they had like five penalties on one drive, and three of them were back to back to back false starts. And I know Coach Sanders is going crazy, and I know he wanted to jump up out that up out that wheelchair and let his guys have it, man. But somehow, some way, and they were still able to get that done. And the big turn of the game was going into half. They making a drive. I think they have a penalty here, and then Jackson State was able. It was like a second and 16, and I believe Alcorn State's one of their best defenders, number 21. I think his name is Jawan Miller or something in that nature. Number 21. He has a chance to stop uh, Keith Corbin, I believe. It was second and 16, and he doesn't make a tackle and allows Keith Corbin to get a first down and keep the drive going. So if he makes that tackle, you put Jackson State at about a 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5. And he doesn't make that tackle. And then sure enough, they get down and they go to the goal line. I'm sorry, trying to get my thoughts together. Go to the goal line, and it's like 4th and 4. They call a timeout. All the momentum is going to Jackson State. But if Alcorn could have got that stop, they would have went up into the half 3-0. They would have went into the second half 3-0. But they do a little crossing route for Keith Corbin. He scores. And then now Jackson State goes into halftime up 7-3, and they get the ball back. So that was a big momentum change for Alcorn. If they could have got that stop right there, I believe they would have had a better chance at winning this thing out. And they still had a chance to win the game. Still had a chance to win the game. But again, somehow, some way, Jackson State just finds it in them in the second half to dig deep and get the things that they need to get going. And then shout out to Jackson State's O-line in the second half. In the second half, they decided to show up. They started running the ball, and that's what really opened things up for Shedeur Sanders and his receivers. And I think this game would have been more of a blowout if Malachi Wyman had not been suspended for academic reasons. They had a couple of other key guys out. That Nugget was out on the defensive end, but they still found a way to just get it done. But the second half, they were able to run the ball. They made a couple of subs. Santee Marshall wasn't getting it done in the first half, and they went to the other guy. I can't think of his name right now. So they were able to get it going on the running game, and that just really opened things up for Shedeur. And again, Shedeur Sanders played almost a perfect game. Didn't turn the ball over. No interceptions. I think he was like 22 of 28 or something like that, but 287 yards. So this kid just continues to impress me every time that he's on the field, knowing that he has all the pressure in the world on him, all the pressure and the sweat on him, and he continues to deliver. But again, shout out to the O-line, because Jackson State came into the game second to last in allowing sacks. And in the second half, that O-line just decided, like, no more. And then the defense was just incredible as usual. You had James Houston making big plays. You had Aubrey Miller making big plays. And then Niles Gaddy made some big plays late in that drive, late in the game. And then after that fourth and goal situation again, where it put Jackson State up 24-10 after a crazy event where they kicked the field goal and then come back from the commercial break. Jackson State is throwing a fly route to the corner. Now they're up 24-10, so everyone's confused. And so, and I called it on the broadcast. I said, now Jackson State's defense no longer has to worry about the run. They can clearly just pin their ears back and attack the quarterback. And that's exactly what they did on that last drive against Alcorn State. And it was just a great game. I really hope everyone enjoyed it. I love watching it. We had plenty of people checking in. So shout out to these guys, man, for getting the job done. And again, shout out to Alcorn. They played their butts off. They were playing for something much bigger than just that win. They were trying to uh, win this game just so they can get another shot, another shot at Jackson State in the SWAC championship game. But they needed Prairie View A&M to lose this upcoming weekend against Mississippi Valley State. But with that loss, it secured the spot between Prairie View A&M and Jackson State in the SWAC championship game. So I'm really, really excited about that. I can't wait to watch it. I can't wait to see it. It's going down. There were some people, plenty of people who predicted it. They said Jackson State and Prairie View will likely meet in the SWAC championship game, and so this is what's going to happen. But this is just that was just my recap of my thoughts on the game this past weekend between Jackson State and Alcorn State. So y'all know what I do when I leave these things, man. On your best day, be better. Think about it. Between the game sports, I'm out. Peace.